Welcome to the FFL Weekly, your one stop for all things fantasy football. Only here will you find expert analysis, magnificent takes, and in-depth reviews that will leave you wanting more. Join us on the season-long quest to find out who will be crowned the next FFL champion. Now, here are your hosts, Mark AT9 and Power Surge 55.
Ross was the best one, the first one, or
He was. Welcome in, everyone, to another week of the FFL Fantasy Football League. We are down to the nitty-gritty. 2 weeks to go here
Hello,
in the
everybody.
FFL. Hello, welcome to the chat. Say hello if you're here.
hello.
Welcome, Mark AT. We don't have your face, but we have your beautiful picture. And
For internet purposes.
Brandon, I appreciate that. We don't want to bog down the stream here. We'll jump into last week, week one of the playoffs. A big week. Not really any upsets here on the main seed, on the main playoffs. We had Ryan with a pretty convincing win over Scott. Again, I mean, you hate to see it. I mean, good games out of Lamb and Higgins for Ryan, so that was big, and Judy even as well. But Scott bashed him pretty well wide receiver wise. And then, Montgomery got hurt, so we'll see how that plays next week for Ryan. But Jacobs and Hall much better than his running backs. Ryan, of course, gets extremely lucky with the Josh Allen, 41 points. Brock Purdy shit the bed. He needed what? He still needed a 30-point game there to make it even close. So
Yeah. Luckily, it didn't matter too much.
No, it didn't matter too much. Not really surprised by this result. Scott had help from the defense. Bowers didn't have a good game. He carried Scott a lot this season, but my boy Desmond Ridder couldn't help carry Bowers this week for Scott. At least his namesake, Xavier Worthy, actually had a good game in Scott's final game. So, good season for Scott all around. He's eliminated. Ryan moves on. Scott will be playing for the 5th place game against Sauce Freakman. We called it here. Sauce, he squeaked in the playoffs. We weren't too hopeful on his chances. He was defending champ. Got to give him some respect for making the playoffs again. But he crapped the bed this week. His team did not really show up. Pat Mahomes fantasy-wise, Pat Mahomes might be irrelevant going into next season.
Yeah.
If you remember,
crazy.
Yeah, if you remember Adam back in the draft,
He fell pretty low.
he fell low. I think Scooter Maine called it out like, "Oh, he's still there," and then I think he convinced Sauce to pick him up, and that might have been a bad move. If you look it up, I'm sure he's maybe 12th at top, definitely not top 10 quarterback this season. Jackson continues. Jess's team, she was in a little bit of a lull, but last week, she just went back to her winning ways. Absolutely dominated. Jackson, her running back's great. St. Brown, another great game. Sparkley for Ross didn't show up. That was his main carry this season. Waddle with an offer. Cup with an offer. That's interesting. We'll look at Jess's lineup next week. But, you just can't beat these wide receiver lineups and running backs for Jess, really. It's a tough matchup for Ross, and the better team prevailed in this one. So it'll be Jess moving on to face Adam. Yours truly right there. And then Ryan will be facing Brandon. So we'll get into that in a minute. We'll recap the first round of the Toilet Bowl real quick. Andrew went up against Andrew's second team, and he ended up winning. Andrew's second team, also known as Doc Robber. Murray, who Andrew
His
had.
boy Kyler Murray.
Dowdle, who
Yeah.
Andrew had. Evans, who Andrew had. Cooper, who Andrew had. And then he also had Pittman and Kincaid, but Rob left him on the bench. I hate to say it, Adam, but Andrew's team finally showed up this week. Proved what he could do. He had McCormick.
4 games too late.
He put McCormick in, and he shit the bed, but he still got 100 points here. Devontae Adams obviously dominated. Drake on a good game. Gibbs, great game. Njoku with an offer, he was out. Andrew missed that. Only 3 points from his kicker. He still able to put 103 points up this week. His bench looks
Absolute
very solid.
masterclass for Andrew.
Bucky Irving, Devontae Smith. I mean, Noah Gray. Just, way too little, way too late for Andrew. Maybe something to build on going into next year. He'll face Mike in the the 7th place game, as Mike ended up defeating Dash and probably the closest game of the week. Burr here, he had 3 TDs at halftime, I believe. Adam, like 200 yards and 3 Ds at halftime. Burr kind of he kind of sat on his ass in the second half.
Jalen Hurts finally delivering some touchdowns.
Yeah, but
to receivers.
Yeah, right. Instead of running them in, but Mike could have had even a better game if Burrow, stepped it up a little more. Kamara, Nick Chubb, I don't know what happened to him. Bijan had a great game, just no touchdowns for Dash. Looks like the really difference came in. Oh, Nakua with 10, Robinson with an 0 for. That's a big difference. Here's your game right here. 23 points out of KC defense for Mike. Defenses could swing, so much, and I think we should take them out next season. But that's just me. We'll maybe bring that up in the off-season league meetings here. Right. Let's get on the games that matter. We'll get to them, right. Calm down.
Sorry, you could have just easily been into one of these games, so shut your mouth.
Yeah. If you didn't, have an illegal trade there with Rob. Still ongoing investigation into that, by the way. So only 4 games last week, but this week we're in for a treat. We got a full slate. Everyone's back online. Like I said, Andrew going with Mike in the 7th place game, and then we got Scott versus Ross for the 5th place game. Again, sorry boys, no money in that one. And then finish out the toilet bowl. Raging Clue coming in here. He gets his first chance to get out of the toilet bowl. Same with Nate, the Bucks. They'll be going on against Dash and Doc Rob. So we'll preview these two real quick. And we got, an even matchup, really. Jordan Love has been good for Kevin this year. He's been hit or miss. Hopefully he'll get out for him this week. Pacheco, he's back.
Pacheco, yeah.
Rockers, Hill. I mean, Kevin's lineup looks good. Cade York, respect. San Francisco defense has been shit for Alex last couple of weeks. I just want to look at this. I don't know why he's still in his lineup. You get 4, 13's not bad. -2, -4. Like, why is this on this man's team? I don't know. We'll see what happens there. It's a good matchup.
I mean, it was part of the investigation. That's why he's on the team.
Who was?
Kevin.
Oh. Wait, who was on? Kevin was in the investigation? No, Kevin wasn't in the investigation.
Yeah, he was. Well, he was in an investigation under my command. Kevin and Jess.
You're bowing up late. I don't know what's going on in the chat there between B Shields and Rai, but keep at it, boys. Yeah, him and Kevin. There was no collusion there. You won. Everything went fine there. So,
okay.
I'm gonna go with Kevin in this one. It's gonna be a close one. Hopefully, we can get Kevin out of the toilet bowl. And I think, wouldn't it be fitting? I just hate to say it, but Rob with the loss last week, to me, he moves on in the toilet bowl. You obviously don't want to advance. I could see Rob winning the toilet bowl and Ryan winning the championship, all based on that trade. That would be something. That'll be something we'll remember for years to come. Just like everyone remembers that I'm the inaugural season champion. We'll be remembering that trade, and hopefully Rob can dig himself out of the toilet bowl this week against Nate. Nate doesn't have a very good lineup. I mean, Trey Benson, Amir Abdullah. I don't think there's a starting running backs right now. Allen's been his receivers have been good this season. Rob, he needs Evans. He's been great. Andrew shouldn't have traded him, but Koo's on bye, or is injured or something. So we'll see if Rob can replace that. That might give him a little boost. I got to give the edge here to Rob on this one, but we'll see. I think maybe the fantasy gods are letting it play out to the toilet bowl, if you will. But all right, let's go Sexy South. Captain B Shields love it. Sexy South taking it. Yeah, what you and You and Brandon are the two left. So yeah, you guys got the majority favorite here to win it. All right, let's get into the the playoff round 2 games there, Adam.
All right.
All right, we'll start with you going up against Jess, the 2 seed. You know, Jess again had no trouble last week. And a very close matchup. Not surprised by those numbers. You know, Lamar Jackson going up against the rookie Jalen Daniels. Jaden Daniels, right?
Yeah,
And he's a very similar play style to Lamar. So, you know, it's kind of a good matchup to see there. Jess is, you know, these 2 running backs don't jump off the page at you, but they've been very consistent this year. Chase Brown's been really good. He's really developed into a top running back. Adam's going to need Mixon to show up this week. And Mixon's had these games where he's gone 30 points. He's going to need that, I think, if he wants to win. Because Jess has all these wide receivers that just dominate. You know, you got A.J. Brown and Terry McLaurin. Those are good guys, too. Ridley, yeah, who knows? He could.
Ridley's my boy. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank Rob for that.
True.
Kittle, you know, he had a bad game a couple weeks ago, and Otten could show up too. This is an interesting matchup. As we discussed before the show, I think the real key here is if Jess can start the right lineup, because if you look at our bench,
yeah, exactly.
Juriendo 12 points. Pollard's been great this year. Jerome Ford, even Tillman here at 6-7 points. She's sitting Cooper Kupp on the bench. She has
too many good players.
Yeah, she's got too many good players, and so she might start the wrong ones. And I think that's your path to victory here.
Go ahead and start the wrong ones, please.
It's going to be close, you know. And anyone in the chat, if you want to throw your predictions out, let us know. Neither team here has won a championship, so we're gonna stay unbiased and just root for a good game. So, from the chat, you want to see who you want to win, let us know.
Oh, okay, Captain B Shields. All right. I was going to say some good stuff for you, but not anymore.
Oh, yeah, speaking of B Shields, we call him out here, Adam. He's going up against Ryan, and look at this projection. I mean, you know, Sleeper gets it right, I guess. I mean, these four really good teams, 4 really good close projections here. It's crazy. Freaking Brandon's been rolling with Sam Darnold and then Justin Herbert at times as his quarterback. And yet he's been one of the best teams all season. I don't understand it. Going up against Josh Allen, I mean, you can see right here, 7-point difference off the rip. You know, that's going to be tough to overcome. Derrick Henry had a dud last week, but it didn't matter. James Cook's been really good for Brandon.
So has Chase.
And Rashid White, I mean, he's the guy. It's like him and Bucky Irving. It's like 22 last week, 12's not bad. Yeah, 7 to 10. So he hit or miss. I mean, he consistently gets you maybe 7-8 points, but he could also blow it for 20 plus. You know, same with a chain for Brandon. And then, you know, you got huge matchup here, Lamb versus Chase. Going up against Cleveland, it could be a shootout with Winston, but that also favors Ryan too.
Winston was benched for Thompson Riddle or whatever.
What? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Wow, I did not hear that. That's huge. So that might play into who's Ryan's going to start here. I mean, but it could come down to Chase Higgins' game here. Everyone tuned into the Bengals game on Sunday because whichever receiver here gets more play, that might be the difference in this game.
I think Ryan's luck might expire this week. I mean, he started like 2-6 or whatever, 3-6, and now he's like 8-6. It's kind of crazy. Now he's second round playoffs, but I don't think Fred Allen is going to be putting up 50 points again.
When you have a collusion trade where you get the number one quarterback and top 5 running back for pennies on the dollar, anyone can improve their team, right? So
yeah, of course.
Yeah, Courtland Sutton, that's another player Andrew had. No, not to brag, but looks like Brandon's going to go with him in his lineup. That's great to see. A Thursday night game. We'll see what happens. You know what happens Thursday nights on the playoffs. Looks like Ryan's going to save Tucker Kraft for a Monday night, try and bail him out there. And Aubrey.
No, Jameis Winston.
Brandon needs Aubrey to show up. That's his boy. Needs him to show up this week. There's Montgomery on the bench. You hate to see it. I mean, Ryan has to go with White. He's got Shakir.
I'll
too.
go with Alexander Madison.
Ryan's got some choices there too. Shakir, Pickens. I mean, those are good wide receivers. Maybe over Judy or even Higgins. I don't know, depending on who gets to play there. Matchup wise, you gotta like these matchups too. And then Reed, who Brandon, was Brandon's boy. I think early draft pick for him. He's got him on the bench. And his boy Mooney. Oh man. Oh. These are good teams. You can tell by the bench. When you get to the bench, there's the reason these teams are top 4 teams. You look at these guys' benches, and they're just really good. So, respect to them. Respect. They got a good season going. Another tough one in the call. In the chat, let us know. I want to give it to Brandon because he hasn't won one either, but Ryan's been there too many times, unfortunately, so he's got the experience. You definitely can't count him out. That's going to be big going into the game. So, best of luck to the 4 teams, and best of luck to those 4 teams still in the toilet bowl. So, we won't hit the Scott versus Ross game, Andrew versus Mike. Those games are kind of pointless. And there is no challenge this week. The challenge is just to be active in the chat and get things riled up. We try to be following these games. And this is a short one this week because we don't have any of the challenges to go through.
No more challenges. No more money. We ran out.
We ran out of money. We appreciate their donations. We got no money left to give out. So, it looks like waiver claims. Looks like Market T dropped his boy Deontay, who freaking can't play the game. Wow, why would you see? He's been on your roster that long, damn.
Deontay's my boy.
Oh, so Feisty.
I had him last year too.
Picked up my boy Ford and dropped Kenny McIntosh. Okay, I like that. And then some defensive movements. Oh, there's Ryan getting Madison. Richardson for Ross. Poor Ross. That was his big Achilles heel this year. He didn't have a quarterback. Near to Scott. Maybe that's why they're both they're battling for 5th. All right, short show this week. Adam, any closing thoughts?
Not much. Good luck to the remaining teams and the teams in the toilet bowl. Don't really have anything else for you.
Yeah, good luck. Programming note: next Wednesday is Christmas. So, Merry Christmas to those who celebrate.
Merry Christmas.
There are games on Christmas. So.
And on Saturday.
Well, but Saturday's for this week, bro. So, and then the next Saturday's for the following week.
I'm just saying.
I know. But, moral of the story is, I think we're going to try and have a show Tuesday. Tuesday is Christmas Eve. We'll see how the day goes. But that's going to be our only day because there's Monday night games too. So we want to recap the playoffs here and set up the championship. So tune in Tuesday next week. We'll keep you up to date on the details.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Peace out.